everyone, welcome back to another perfume video. I hope you're doing well. So today I'm going to be telling you about some perfumes which I have in my collection that I will not be repurchasing and why. I did recently film a video on this same topic on my channel, which you all seemed to really enjoy, so I thought why not film another video talking about some more fragrances which I will also not be repurchasing. If you are new to my channel, then a very warm welcome. I create new perfume videos every Wednesday and Saturday minimum, but sometimes I will put out more videos if I have extra time. So if that's something which interests you, then please don't forget to click the subscribe button below, and you can also activate the notification bell as well if you would like to be notified every time I upload. Also, feel free to pop over and follow me on Instagram as well. I have been much more active on there recently, putting up more posts and things like that. First of all, before we get started today, grab yourself a drink and a snack, comment below your drink of choice. I have some classic English breakfast tea today with some milk and sugar. And without further ado, let's get started with today's video. So first up today, you guys, is a fragrance I have in my collection which I absolutely love, and you may be wondering why I'm not going to be repurchasing this one, but I'll explain why in a minute, and that perfume is Flora Botanica from Balenciaga. So I love this fragrance, as you probably already know if you watch my channel. I've talked about this one a lot actually, and this is actually a very unique take on a rose fragrance. It's really versatile, beautiful, feminine, unique, like I say, suitable for every day, fresh, uplifting, bright, clean, floral. This is such a motivating, uplifting fragrance actually. I don't know if it's just me, but fragrance can really kind of change my mood. It can really get me up and going, and this is definitely one of those fragrances which would sort of motivate me a bit more. Let me know in the comments if you also feel that way about fragrances. But long story short, I actually love this fragrance, you guys, and the only reason I will not be repurchasing it is because I've actually already repurchased this fragrance. So I first owned a bottle of Flora Botanica when I was a teenager, and it was kind of my signature scent for a while, just because back then I didn't have a perfume collection. I would only own one perfume bottle at a time. So for a set period of time in my life, you know, a set chapter, this was the only fragrance which I wore, and it's a fantastic fragrance. And recently, sort of at the start of this year, I decided to repurchase this one because it had been many years since I properly smelled it, and it's just a fantastic scent. So I have actually repurchased this one already. And the reason I wouldn't repurchase it again is because I think it's kind of rare for me to repurchase a fragrance anyway, and to buy it for a third time is just a bit excessive for me anyway. And I do definitely feel like once I finish my 100ml bottle, I will have probably had enough of it, in the sense that I've experienced it enough, and you know, it'll be kind of done in my life. Basically, it's already been a repurchase, and I really love this fragrance, but I do definitely think that once I run out, I will probably have had enough of it. I mean, maybe not, but I do definitely think that because I've already repurchased it, I think, you know, that'll probably be it once I finish this bottle. But again, who knows, you know, I might change my mind. But I'm gonna say that no, I would not repurchase Flora Botanica, just because I wore it a lot as a teenager and I'm wearing it again now, and then I don't know, you guys, I can't see myself buying it a third time, but like I say, who knows. So that is Flora Botanica from Balenciaga. Next up today, we have this beauty here, Kenzo Amore. Now again, this is a fragrance which I talk about a lot on my channel, and you may also be wondering, you know, why would I not repurchase a fragrance that I love? And I do really enjoy this fragrance, but the thing with this one is, I don't know, you guys, I think just when it's finished, I will have experienced it enough. It's a really beautiful, fuzzy, kind of refreshing, cozy vanilla scent. It reminds me of freshly cleaned linen and things like that. I think the thing is, I have a 100ml bottle, and you know, if I have 100ml of something, chances are by the time I finished it, I've had enough, or you know, it probably would never get finished. 100ml, you know, that's probably going to take me years to get through. Another thing about this fragrance, and I don't know how important this really is to some people, but it's quite important to me, just basically to do with the bottle. Something about this bottle kind of irritates me. It's cool, you know, it's interesting, it's unique and things like that, but something about this bottle, I don't know you guys, it's just kind of, it's not my favourite bottle design ever, and that kind of, that's also one of the factors that I sort of think about when it comes to perfume. Like, I'm a very visual person, I really enjoy art and things like that. I love the way things look, so if the look of a perfume bottle doesn't quite do it for me, then I'm not going to love it as much as I otherwise would. And something about this bottle, I just, it's nice and I like it, but I think it's just so unconventional and it doesn't really look like a perfume bottle. But anyway, this is a perfume which I really enjoy. It's such a nice, casual, easy, everyday reach, really nice for when you're staying in. It's really cozy, really comforting and things like that. But this is a 100ml bottle, and I'm 99% sure that once I finish this bottle, if I ever actually do finish it, then I will have had enough of it and I will not be repurchasing it. So that is Kenzo Amore. Next up today we have another fragrance from Balenciaga, and that is Balenciaga Paris. Now this is a really nice, clean, professional, demure, quite a serious fragrance, I would say. Perfect for work and interviews and formal occasions and things like that. This is really, it's a really nice fragrance collection staple in a way, because if you do have a really serious occasion and you don't want to wear a fragrance that's too playful, then this is a fantastic choice. But almost for that same reason, for me, it's not inspiring enough to want to repurchase it, just because it is so serious and it's so reserved and it's so almost corporate in nature. It just reminds me of work, you know, those very formal like work environments, offices. It just reminds me of all of that kind of thing, and for that reason I just wouldn't repurchase it, because it's not super inspiring. Like, it's really useful, like it's really versatile, it's fantastic to have in your collection for those kind of situations, obviously, but it's just not a fragrance that excites me. It's just a very practical, serious, you know, everyday kind of work fragrance, and I really like having it in my collection. I will enjoy wearing this to work, or any situation where you really want to put on a professional front, then this is a fantastic fragrance from that point of view. But almost for all of those same reasons, I would also not repurchase it, just because it's not really inspiring enough to me. Next up today we have the beautiful Viktor Rolf Flower Bomb. Now this is a really nice perfume. It's a really gorgeous, I haven't smelt this one in quite a while actually, I'm going to spray some just now. It's a really nice sweet floral, it's so good. If I remember correct, there's actually a note of tea in the top, which is really interesting, and it's quite endearing as well, because I love tea obviously, so that's quite nice about it. It's got some kind of rose in there, white florals, patchouli. Quite rich and sweet, something almost slightly milky to this, but that's just that's purely just how my nose is perceiving it, because there are no milk notes or cream notes or anything like that in this fragrance, so you might not notice that at all about it. But for some reason, to me, there's something slightly lactonic in here, like creamy, milky, just the way that they're all blended or something like that. I don't know what it is, but there's something almost like a sweet, milky, vanilla, milky drink type thing in here. Sugar-coated flowers, things like that. Just a really fantastic, sweet, girly, feminine floral fragrance, and it's really beautiful and things like that, but I just know that I won't be buying it again, you guys. I just know for sure that I won't be. I'm actually kind of getting through this quite quickly, so I've used quite a lot, but I just know for sure that I won't be repurchasing this one. There are too many other beautiful sweet floral fragrances that I also love, which I would rather use, you know, or I would use instead, and I wouldn't really miss this one and things like that. It's just not a fragrance I would go out of my way to repurchase. It's just not. I think the thing is, you guys, there's just so many perfumes out there, and there's always something new being created. There's always something really interesting to discover. There's always something amazing out there to use, if you know what I mean. So therefore it actually takes a lot. It takes something really fantastic for me to actually want to repurchase a fragrance. So, you know, just bear that in mind as well. It's actually quite rare for me to repurchase a fragrance. Anyway, it takes a lot for me to want to repurchase a fragrance, and unfortunately this fragrance just doesn't quite cut it for me, although it is very, very nice and I do enjoy wearing it. So that is Viktor Rolf Flower Bomb. Next up today we have this beauty here, Valentino Valentina Poudre. Now, when I first purchased this fragrance, I was head over heels for it, you guys. I was really very taken by it and I thought it was absolutely incredible. So I still like it and I still enjoy it, but there's something about this which kind of, I just got a little bit tired of it quite quickly and it no longer excites me. So it's a very kind of dry, powdery, kind of slightly balsamic, tuberose, iris, vanilla kind of fragrance. And it's absolutely beautiful. It reminds me of iris marshmallows or something like that. And it's a truly beautiful fragrance. But there's something about this that's just very, very linear. So when you first spray it, that's basically how it smells on your skin the whole time you're wearing it. It's extremely linear, and although there's nothing wrong with that, there's nothing wrong with a linear fragrance. The only thing with a linear scent is that I become very familiar with the scent profile quite quickly. If it's quite a simple composition and if it doesn't change much, then, you know, every time you wear it, it's just exactly the same, and you can remember, you can just predict exactly how it's going to smell on you because you're so familiar with the scent profile. Again, please leave a comment below if you can relate to any of these points I'm making, or if it's just me. I don't know if this is just me, but there's some perfumes which, you know, you can wear them, you know, every day for a whole month, and every time you wear it, it still inspires you, it still wows you, and you might even notice something slightly different about the scent profile every time you wear it, just because it's kind of a bit more complex. And I'm not saying that perfumes have to be super, super complex or anything. I'm not saying that at all, because there's plenty of my favourite fragrances which are quite simple, but it's just there's certain perfumes which are just so simple and linear and I just get tired of them quite quickly. This is one of those fragrances. Another perfume which would fall under the same category would be Prada Candy, which I mentioned in my previous video about perfumes I would not repurchase. That was also in that video because it's the same kind of simple, just linear, you know, you smell it and it's nothing new, you're so familiar with it. But of course, having said all of that, it's a beautiful fragrance, it smells fantastic, you know, so I will be using my bottle. It's a really enjoyable fragrance, it smells amazing and things like that, but it's just definitely not going to be a repurchase for that reason. So that's Valentino Valentina Poudre. And last up today we have Hugo Boss, the Scent for Her Private Accord. This is a perfume which, when I first bought it, I was absolutely obsessed with this, you guys. I really couldn't believe that I'd found a fragrance this good. It smells amazing, it's like a kind of powdery cocoa, really refined, beautiful, sweet but not too sweet gourmand fragrance. So beautiful, so addictive actually. This is a really addictive gourmand fragrance. It smells delicious. I believe it has a little bit of coffee in there, maybe that's what's tempering the sweetness. And it has some orange peel or something like that, almost like orange zest. Not a juicy orange, but almost like the outside waxy coating of an orange. Like a bitter orange type note in here as well, but it's not too strong. It's just wonderful actually. It's really, really beautiful fragrance. The reason I will not be repurchasing this one is because the lasting power on this is really quite poor, I would say. Like, it's really quite a light scent, and although lasting power is a funny one with me because sometimes it really bothers me and other times it doesn't bother me as much. It depends on the fragrance, it depends on my mood and things like that, so sometimes it bothers me more than other times. But this one, it is really quite a weak fragrance. It would really have been a lot nicer, in my opinion, if it was a richer, more powerful fragrance, just because of the way that this smells, because it is kind of a cocoa, gourmand, chocolatey, powdery kind of fragrance. I just think it really would have benefited from being a bit more of a powerhouse scent, but it's not, it's really light. And in some ways that's quite good. If you wanted to wear this in the summer, this is like the perfect summer gourmand fragrance for that exact reason, because it's not too overpowering. I actually bought this in the height of summer 2 years ago, I think. So it was like really, really hot sunny weather, you know, and I bought this and it was perfect, you know, it was perfect kind of fragrance for the summertime. So it's good, you know, it's fantastic and things like that, but something about it in the end is just a little bit lackluster for me, and I won't be repurchasing it. I think I will have had enough of it by the time I use this up. The other thing actually is I'm wondering if maybe my bottle has kind of evaporated quite a lot, because I don't think I've actually used that much, or at least I would be really surprised if I have used that much. Maybe I've not stored it correctly or something like that, but it definitely seems to have evaporated a little bit. But again, maybe I've not been storing it correctly or something, or maybe it's just too old, I don't know. But Hugo Boss, the scent for her Private Accord, really nice gourmand kind of fragrance, but I will not be repurchasing it. Thank you so much for watching, I truly appreciate you. Comment below some perfumes you will not be repurchasing and why. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!